Let's go, family. It's your boy, Crazy Faith of God in the building. You already know. Happy Saturday. It's your boy, Crazy Faith of God, getting ready to drop some quick value for you guys today. Um, yeah, let's dive into it. Today's gonna be a really good topic, and you know, just want to dive right into it. So, pretty much, today's topic is actually going to be the power of pushing through, right? The power of pushing through, right? The power of getting back up when you fall, right? So, it's okay sometimes, whatever we go through, sometimes we may fall, but it's crucial to learn from the mistakes, learn from your failure, learn from the reason why you fell, right? With me, I used to be that person. I would fall or stumble, and I wouldn't know what was the cause. I wouldn't know. I used to like. I never understood what was the cause. So, this time around, as I begin to become stronger, learning from my mistakes, I started to identify what was the cause. Why did I fall? What was my thinking process of me falling that allowed that to come into my reality, right? And as I begin to understand, it comes from your thoughts, right? It could come from your thoughts. It could come from your actions. The reason why you fell, but it's all up to you to catch that on why you fell and how you can fix that. So now with me, I'm learning from my mistakes. Oh, I fell because this happened because I was double minded, or I fell because I didn't have enough belief in myself. I fell because I doubted. These are the things we gotta be aware of, right? Because once we're aware of it, now we got the solution to move forward. So that way, when that happens again, we know how to execute that problem. We know. Okay, I felt like this. Okay, I'm gonna do this time. You feel me? And that's how we master ourselves. That's how we get to the next level. That's how we grow with God. That's how we strengthen our bond and our relationship with Him, right? By passing the test, by learning from your mistakes, by being aware of your mistakes. I wasn't aware until I started to become aware and ask myself, why is this happening? I ask myself that, why am I feeling like this? Why am I thinking like this? I journal it. I journal it to understand, to get it on paper. Once I get it on paper, I could see why is this happening, and I could also find a solution to come up with my problems. Why? Because everything now that's in my mind is now on paper. So it's not in my mind anymore. I took it out of my mind. I wrote it down on paper. Now I free my mind to think of the solution. I free my mind to think of the solution to execute that problem. You see how you can make your mind work for you? You see how powerful that is? But we just got to be aware. We got to be aware of what our minds is doing. We got to constantly be aware of our thoughts, our emotions, what is going on up here, right? This is how I live my life now. I live my life to the point where I'm just focused on my mind. What is it doing? I'm focusing on my brain, focusing on my mind. What is it doing? Because if I could catch what is it doing, and if I could catch it right there, I could flip the thought and kill the problem. But when I don't know what's going on, and I'm letting my mind run on autopilot, and I'm not aware, my mind is chaotic. And if my mind is chaotic, then that means my internal world is chaotic, right? If my internal world is chaotic, I'm not valuable for God's kingdom. I'm not fit for His kingdom. You see how powerful the mind is, that we have to be aware every every single day. We get 80 to 90,000 thoughts in our minds. Our thoughts. We get 80 to 90,000 thoughts, right? And we gotta identify what thoughts is good, what thoughts is bad, what thoughts is from God, what thoughts is from the devil, right? We gotta be aware of this. Because if we're not, we're just gonna be a slave to the system. And I say that humbly and respectfully, right? We don't want to be no slaves. Slave what? God created you. God created me. God created you. God created me. We are not slaves to anyone. You are the son. You are the daughter of God. Don't let nobody chain you and make you to their slave and control you. You're not a dog. You're not a cat. You're not a hamster. Don't let nobody train you, control you. None of that, right? You gotta put your feet down. You gotta be able to understand who you truly are, right? And put people in their place humbly and respectfully, right? Because if you don't, people will run over you. People will control you for the rest of their life, the rest of your life too. If you're not aware of this and take control, right? People have a lust for control for some reason. Like, but it's funny, they have a lust for control, but they can't even control themselves. They can't even control their emotions. And you trying to control someone? It would never work. Remember, we have full control over our internal world, right? The spiritual, internal, blessed world. We have control over that. But the external world, we have no control over that. But I tell you what, if you can control your internal world, your external world is at peace. You'll be at peace, right? So we got to be mindful of the things that we have to do to make the adjustments that we want to see, right? We got to be able to learn from our failure, right? Learn from the fall, or learn from where you was able to get back up from and to correct that mistake. We got to be able to learn from that. Because if we don't, we're just going to keep making the same mistakes. Life is going to go on, and you're just going to keep making the same mistakes, not figuring out, okay, this is what I need to do. This is adjustments I need to make. Okay, if I fail, how do I get back up? You know? And has helped me. When I fell and I'm able to understand why I fell, it's just been so much of a blessing to understand and to also make sure I don't make the same mistake again, right? Being mindful not to make the same mistake again. And it all happens in our mind, right? I tell you this, right? I'm gonna leave you guys with this, right? If you don't start changing your mind and learning from your mistakes, right? And being aware of your mistakes, think about it. If you're not aware, you're gonna keep making the same mistakes over and over and over. And remember, God is gonna keep hitting you with the same problem over and over and over until you learn. He's going to keep giving you the same problems over and over and over until you learn. So, my question to you is, are you going to fix that mistake, or are you going to be unaware and let the mistake keep happening again and again and again, and then years go down the line, 10, 20 years go down the line, and you're still making that same mistake? Because that's what's going to happen if you don't correct it. And you're just going to be in that same little bubble, going around like a hamster, going around and around in the wheel, trying to figure out how to get out of the wheel, right? Just going around and around. So that's why we got to be fully aware of what our minds is doing on a consistent basis. Like if you're just walking down the street, right? Or if you're just in the house, right? Set aside 20, 30 minutes. All right. I'm just going to be aware of what my mind is doing. I love myself so much that I'm gonna dedicate 20 minutes to be aware of what my mind is doing. Just for 20 minutes. Right? And as you do that, you begin to see like, oh wow. I've been thinking like I didn't even know I was you start to become aware. And in those 30 minutes, 20 minutes, you could take it to 30, right? 40, an hour, right? Before you know it, it's 2, 3 hours. And before you know it, you're doing it unconsciously. You're doing it unconsciously, right? You're just doing it unconsciously, and it's just becoming a cycle. Because that's what has happened for me. As I begin to understand what my mind is doing, I begin to just train my mind just to focus on my mind, right? And just to be aware of what's going on, right? It feels good to actually solve a problem than to let the problem than to not find a solution for the problem. It's better to find a solution for the problem than to not find a solution for the problem. You're gonna feel a lot better finding the solution moving forward rather than staying stuck. And that's gonna give you more confidence, more self-confidence, determination to be a master control of your mind, to be a master control of the mind, to be a master of you, right? I'm gonna leave you guys with that, you know, because if you don't change it, your life will be the same, right? So, with that being said, it's your boy Crazy Faith, the God. I hope you guys took amazing notes. I hope this video was able to impact you guys on another level, and that you guys can make the adjustments that you need to see within your mind and actually make the adjustments to not make the same mistakes again. If I can help you guys do that, it's a blessing. You guys are moving forward, right? But if you're gonna keep making the same mistakes again, then it's gonna be hard for you to move forward, and you're just gonna stay in that little shell. You know, you have great potential within you. We all do, right? We just gotta stretch and push, right? Push beyond the emotions, push beyond all of that stuff that is holding us back, right? Anything that's just weakening us, any excuses, we gotta push past through that, right? We gotta find a way to push through that, right? We got to find a way. We can't just be settling for the same old mundane routine, average routine anymore, right? It's time to grow. It's time to stretch, right? And I ask that God would bless you guys and show you the way, show you the new transformation, strengthen your spirit to be able to do God's will and to live a fulfilled and blessed life. So with that being said, it's your boy Crazy Vic, the God on the way out. Hope you guys have an amazing, blessed Saturday. Enjoy and have a blessed day. Let's grow.